Damian, are we doing a sketch this week?
You see last week's sketch?
Yeah.
I'm having a week off.
Alright.
Welcome, Strategy About Games, to our GBHL YouTube video. You're here with your host, GBHL Damian.
And GBHL Tom.
And this is episode 88 of The Palantir. Oh, yes.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yes! Back!
Another week in a row.
Once again, with a Renegade Master. We are back for I think it's the 5th of 6 weeks.
Yeah.
I think. It's not bad.
Fairly good going.
Doing alright. Nearly didn't do this one.
Yeah.
But we did. We got through it for you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Nearly wasn't going to happen. You want to spend time with Lily.
Yeah.
Write that off. After all, don't need to. And what's special about being here today? You can tell from our volume immediately.
No baby.
Well, let's not celebrate.
No baby.
Emma and Charlotte aren't here. They're not even in the country.
No.
Well, they might actually be in the country by this point. They might be coming back. But it means, I mean, we can be as loud as we want. Like, we won't wake up a baby. We won't wake up my wife. We won't wake up my baby who wakes up my wife and gets angry. Like, just great news. Great news.
Bath time is now just us two.
Just us two.
Yeah.
Neither of us are wearing any trousers, which we can do. You will never know.
It will
So,
when
yeah.
you get up to go and get inevitably
I'm not getting
something.
anything. I'm not getting anything this week. So brilliant stuff. Everything's loud. Rock and roll here at Palantir Towers.
Yeah.
Great stuff for everyone. As ever, everything you're about to hear for about the next hour is only our own views and opinions and do not reflect the views of the GBHL podcast or the Great British Hobbit League or indeed any other formal body or institution such as Ryanair.
Good. Presumably how Emma got to Ireland.
No, she got on a plane.
Right. Okay. Anyway, tea toast
Parched.
was with Sam Jeffrey. Still is.
No.
Yeah.
No! No!
I know.
Samuel Jeffrey. You would have thought he would have had at least 4 people to hand it on to.
I know.
So what do we do?
Who do we think, if we're in the mind of Sam Jeffrey, who would he give the tea toast?
I've got an idea for who we should give the
Do
tea
you?
toast to.
Do you?
Yeah.
Right.
There's really only one person we should give the tea toast to.
You're not thinking of yourself, are you?
No, I'm thinking yourself.
Or why?
I think for being such a good sport, you're going to love this.
Yeah.
We should give it to your friend, Taylor Sinster.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah? Okay.
Sure.
We are... Oh, you did double tea?
Yeah, for you.
Is this a third shared tea?
No, it's not shared tea. I drank my other one.
Oh, brilliant. We'll pass this on to Taylor Sinster. Here's to you, Taylor.
Yeah, you're an imaginary person.
Did you enjoy it?
Yeah.
Good. Taylor, here's to you, mate. I don't know if you drink tea.
Better I'd do.
Yeah, better I'd do. Go and get it out of Boston Harbour.
Yeah.
That's vaguely near you.
It's just...
Same continent, yeah. Yes, over to you, sir. And maybe we've lost the tea toast now. It's flown over to Canada, and maybe we can start sending it to Canadians. I feel like Canadians have had it before, mate.
Yes, they have.
Anyway.
Even a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not been that long.
Yeah. But there we go.
Yeah.
That's us. We've gone rogue.
Cool. Anyway, moving on to the sketch then, I guess. Natural progression. Thanks for all the nice comments.
So glad you enjoyed it.
Especially from
Wasn't
Taylor.
quick.
Did
you just thank them from Taylor?
Yeah. Zafo Engel, I'm sure there's some outtakes. Were there any outtakes?
Oh God almighty, probably.
I mean, there's a lot of footage, but I don't think we were particularly...
we were
focused.
too focused
Yeah.
and our performances were too good.
Yeah.
Maybe I don't know, there might be. I'm not sure I ever want to go back to that footage, to be honest, to go and look for outtakes.
Yeah. So yeah, and then Larry Miller, you know you're in for a treat if there's a disclaimer before the sketch. Enjoyed that.
Although, as much as we have a disclaimer, and possibly because we had a disclaimer, did you see the glorious news? We're back to 1 dislike. Go and check it out.
I bet it's Christmas.
It's amazing. Last week's episode, back to our one belligerent disliker, which I was really surprised about.
One
normally,
dislike section.
if we have dislike update section, if we have like a big in-depth sketch, we normally get a few more dislikes from people. Oh, this is rubbish. But it was great. I was just pleased that there it is. There's that one person who's coming over. Yeah, I hate this show. Rah. So it's great to see you. I hope you're enjoying this.
Maybe there's just some pact amongst the viewers. They're just like, someone's done it. We're all right. We're maybe for this week.
But if you are out there, great to see you again. Pop dislike on there. Great to see you every week. We really appreciate your dislike.
Yeah.
I don't think it bothers us as much as you think it does, but keep doing it.
Larry said about the bit at the end. He especially liked the inclusion of a stinger. I've not really thought about the word stinger in that way before, but there you go. Like Marvel do.
Yeah.
So, but he said be careful because then it'll become a theme like sketches.
Oh, we're going to have no. Yeah. No, it won't.
No.
I promise.
Avatar of Odin. Sketch spoilers. Well, this is just ridiculous. If Tom is Taylor, he supposedly would have made several hobby vlogs. Hobby vlogs. This is all lies, much too far beyond the boundaries of reality, requiring a suspension of disbelief greater than the Hobbit trilogy and the last series of Game of Thrones combined. I bought the idea of Daisy saying the letter, but not this. Disappointing. 5 out of 7.
A perfect 5 out of 7. Yeah, that is the most the most unbelievable part of that whole thing last week. The idea that you would create content on your own.
Chris Murphy spat out my own brew with laughter at you. Don't have any friends. Nobody likes you.
It's true.
Oh dear. Cool. And yeah, Wah had a similar point about Tom not doing content by himself, so that's a plot hole.
Yeah, sorry. Sometimes I wonder if we thought it through.
Yeah. Anyway, last week, what did we chat about?
Last week we talked about Stockport in Flames.
We did.
The Jamie and Harry's doubles tournament that we went to.
It was very good.
Had a good time.
We also had a great idea for my next doubles partner.
The doubles partner.
Yeah.
Tom, the suggestion from, I don't know, it's not right to say who it's from.
Yeah.
The suggestion from a person was that the suggestion from Taylor was that Taylor should be Tom's doubles partner for Ardacon. Which I laughed hysterically at. And I don't know what's funnier, Tom and Taylor playing, or just Tom playing on his own and saying that his partner's Taylor. But yeah, so it'll be over. I don't know, is the comedy worth splitting our glorious Gundabad doubles partnership?
We are awful.
We are terrible.
We are awful.
It's because you lose us games.
Yeah. Then David Reed had a comment saying, thanks again for the game at Stockport. It was a lot of fun and another super close one.
Yeah, you would say that. You won.
The Wraiths are an interesting force to play against. I think they can be pretty competitive, as Damian proved at Rivenstead. Maybe.
Thank you.
But there's some scenarios they will struggle in. Yes, Tom, unfortunately my chances of winning the league are now about the same chance as you had of winning the championship round at Ardacon.
Oh!
That's fine.
Wow!
What a bigot.
Yeah, ouch. That is big from Reed.
Yeah, I know.
He's gone big.
Anyway. Well, I thought this week we could upset the Irish rather than the Scottish.
Okay, brilliant.
We've got our Danish Cups because Republic of Ireland were playing Denmark right now and have just lost 5-1 at home in the World Cup qualifier. So well done to Denmark. This wasn't deliberate, but...
We haven't got an iron cup, we'll just say.
Yeah, we don't.
I don't think he was prepared for a different result.
Yeah. So sorry if you're Irish.
Because of the result?
For last Tuesday, yeah, because of the result. Anyway, some comments. Liam Robertson, things in my house that look like things in Damian's house. Section. I have the
my favourite section of the Palantir.
Yeah, I have the exact map in that exact frame.
That's surprising.
I mean, that frame as well.
I mean, the map's obviously just a poster you can buy, but having it in the same frame.
Dark brown frame.
Yeah, it's probably not the same frame, is it?
Yeah.
Okay, great. It's a good map. I really like it.
Mm-hmm.
That one was done for the Hobbit films, that map. Mm-hmm. It's a good one. I like it a lot. Leave my lovely wife bought me it.
Tom Candlin, great marathon episode, lads. It was long.
It was long.
It was 2 hours or something.
Yeah, it was long.
That is...
But I'm genuinely glad that there was a lot of nice comments on it.
Yeah.
And not loads of dislikes because of all the nonsense in it.
Yeah. Gary Stevens, up, down, up, down, up, down. Damian, sit still. This was you going for... was it the book for...
It's books, but now the unit's moved back to its normal place down here, so if I need anything from the unit, I can just do this.
Yeah, much easier.
As long as it's in that shelf.
Yeah. Then on the 50-point bat rep that we'll get to later, and we can chat about what we're going to bring, I guess. Josh Triffitt was particularly pleased. His EAHC dice, that he said they've made it on the GBHL podcast.
Glad to hear it, but don't make us say it again.
Yeah.
EAH. Oh, it just doesn't work. EAH. Ugh.
Benji B was pleased about Lake Town getting smashed, saying, I believe the phrase is dead, take him off. David Reed loved the 50-point bat rep. Warg Riders are definitely one of the most underrated troops in the game. It was great to see them smash up the Lake Town.
Absolutely.
Then Ripon City Wargamers will champion. I'd back 6 Hunter Orcs against anything at 50 points.
Oh, that's good.
It is good.
What are they, 8 points?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Can get a cheeky couple of 200
weapons. You end up with 4 points spare, right?
2.
48. 2 points spare.
But
you know what's weird about that? I did the maths on that and got to 56. And then, well, that's 4 points spare. It wasn't the multiplication that was wrong. It was working out that 50 isn't 60.
Yeah.
That's the bit that...
Yeah, that's the bit that did you.
50's not 60. Tangent section.
Oh, right.
My mate Chris sent a great on 50s to 60 based comedy.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know who Zoella is. Of course you don't.
No, not
She's a very, very famous YouTuber. She's nearly as big as us. But she makes her career now on YouTube.
So she's about what?
And she's released
5'10".
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, good.
She's released an advent calendar, and you can buy it in Boots, and it's 50 quid.
Why haven't we done that?
Why haven't we released an advent calendar next week? It's not too late to get it out for December.
$50?
No, it's 50 quid.
50 quid?
50 quid.
Sorry, I didn't even comprehend the £50.
It's a box, and it comes with her tat in it.
What do you mean? It's just like us putting Tifa in it or something?
Yeah, but imagine much worse.
Right. Okay.
So like, one of the things you get, because this guy, I'll get onto this guy's done an unboxing of it essentially, you get like 7 stickers in one pack and a notepad and a pen, and they're in different doors, and he goes, these should be together. But
it's 50 quid.
Yeah, and of the many best things about it, it's only got 12 doors. It's a 50 quid advent calendar with 12 doors.
Right. Okay.
So it's like half an advent calendar. Yeah. And his comment on it is it's this hilarious review. It's by another famous YouTuber called Jackmate.
Almost as big as this.
He's probably a smidgen bigger than this. He's only got about 300,000 subscribers.
It's not many.
And he says a lot of people have been complaining about why this is 50 quid. My question is, why isn't it 60? It's brilliant, and then he proceeds to go through, explain it. It's not safe for work, kids. If you're under 18, don't watch it. That'll work. But it's very, very funny. This guy unwrapping this thing and just destroying it for all the tat. You get like a cookie cutter, and he works out that everything in it costs 4 quid.
Right.
Like, because you've got 12 of these things. And then he goes on Amazon, and they're like 78p on Amazon for the same thing. Very funny. But that's my tangent section about things that are also 50 and 60.
Tangent section. Good. Hunter Orcs probably in the future, but not for today. Today I'll be bringing Dwarves, because Defence 7.
So would you say you've tailored your list?
A tiny bit, but I mean Hunter Orcs sounds better. Yeah, I got it. But yeah, Defence 7 I'm hoping will, and Shields.
Which manner of dwarves?
Erebor Dwarves.
Erebor Dwarves.
Defence 7 and Shields for when you charge, and then hopefully smash you up when I charge.
Oh, because you can then shield to absorb the charge. One our fight value. And then kapow.
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 Could go either way, but fancy the dwarves to take you down.
Yeah. I think if I win the fights and knock you down, I'll win.
Yeah.
If you win priority and charge me or shield me off, you'll win.
And I win, yeah. Generally killing wins. Yeah.
This is why no one likes you.
And the A Moffat 13, looking very much forward to the 51 pointer at Ardacon.
Oh, the tournament.
51 pointer, I mean pointer. I automatically corrected
that's Angela, right?
Deliberate spelling mistake, yeah. It is indeed.
That's Angela because they watched. Hi, Bulgaria.
Hi again.
I feel like I'm on the Eurovision Song Contest.
Yeah.
Good evening, Bulgaria! 51 points. That's alright, isn't it? That's what happens.
Right.
That's what they all do.
I don't watch Eurovision. I have no time.
What?
Oh no. Outrage
Funniest
Eurovision section. Moving swiftly on to other music-based trivia.
Yeah.
Yeah, because what a
segue.
Yeah, a segue in there. My question last week was how many Taylor Swift references?
Well, is this the trivia section?
Yeah, just straight in there.
Well, we didn't introduce it. We didn't play the jingle.
Trivia
The
section.
Wow, that was.
I know.
Wow.
Just went
Okay,
straight
fair
in
enough.
there.
Yeah.
It was a shock to everyone.
Yeah.
And then, how many Taylor Swift songs were in the sketch?
Are you doing answers first, or?
I've got some answers from people,
Yeah.
but no one got it.
No one got it right.
No one got it right.
Can you shut your eyes? Because I've got bonus Taylor Swift trivia for you today. And I need to hide it. Alright. Okay, you can open your eyes.
Alright.
Cool. So, the correct answer was 7.
So David Reed went for 6 and Tom Canlin 8. Don't know where Tom Canlin's 8 was from, but David Reed was pretty close.
That's actually part of the caveat.
Oh.
Because the 7 that we got in, Tom, what were the 7 Taylor Swift songs that are in the sketch? The sketch we spent 3 hours recording. I Knew You Were Trouble, correct.
Bad Blood.
Bad Blood, very good.
Shake It Off.
Yep.
Oh man. I'm trying to remember.
I know you are. We
Yeah,
know
just
what's happening.
just Taylor Swift songs in general.
You got 3.
Oh, You Made Me Do It.
Look What You Made Me Do, her latest single,
Yeah.
was really crowbarred in with Look, It's What You Made Me
Yeah.
Do. But definitely in there. 4.
Oh, 3 more.
3 more.
Oh.
One of them's really obvious, I think.
Blank Space.
No, we didn't
Did
put
we
Blank
not?
Space in, no. That was in one of my... on my list, Blank Space, question mark, exclamation mark, question mark, exclamation mark.
No.
Blank Space did not make the cut.
There's another obvious one.
Yeah. It's frequently heard on DJ Tom in the car.
Which is the one that I'd put on from Taylor Swift?
Want me to draw an end to this?
Is that a clue?
No.
Oh, yeah.
We are never ever getting back together.
Yeah.
We also had 22, and we also had Love Story.
Yeah, I would not have got those.
Yeah, I didn't think of it. But we're never getting back together.
Yeah, I could have got that one.
Those were the 7 that we got in. We didn't fit Blank Space in for some reason. Now, why there's a caveat? Because Taylor Swift has had some other singles. So my bonus trivia question, just for Tom Harrison this week. How many singles do you think Taylor Swift has released?
Ever?
Yeah. As a solo artist, singles.
So this isn't... It doesn't count if it's just part of an album. It has to...
Yeah, it's a single.
Yeah.
You know what that is, like. Yeah.
I don't know.
I was surprised.
Okay, so it's either going to be surprisingly low or surprisingly high. I don't know what is surprising for Taylor Swift. She's been around a while-ish.
Well, this is it. She started off when she was very young doing country songs and stuff.
35.
It's pretty good. 41. 41 singles for Miss Taylor Swift as a solo artist. A good guess. And I thought that was, I suppose over the course of sort of at least 10 years it makes sense, but I thought that was very high. But when we planned to put some of these into the sketch, then I went back and looked because we might have accidentally put, because she got so many, we might have accidentally put them in. So, as well as, I don't think we forced like Wildest Dreams in there, but we might have said change, red, 15, mean, ours.
Oh, is this that
ours, mine, style, and blank spaces on there.
Mean might be me. I don't think we did
mean,
do mean.
mine, ours. I don't know. It's our show is in there. Ours show. That could be incredibly better.
So maybe we can give.
They didn't count.
Tom. They don't count. So
no, because they weren't intentional. Those are our rules. but we might have accidentally.
It's our show. It's our rules.
Yeah, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we might have accidentally put 14 Taylor Swift songs in there. So there we go. There's the bonus expanded Taylor Swift section. 41 singles. Yeah. 7 of which we intentionally put into the sketch last week.
So the Freddo rolls over to next week.
Oh, you're not giving it to him?
No. Oh, for closest to. Would you go closest down or closest
I would give it. Personally, if it was my Freddo, which is not, I would give it to him.
Yeah, but David Green's one of them, so I'm zero.
I'll give it to Tom Canlon.
Yeah, Tom Canlon for the closest rounding up hand.
Shouldn't have wound him up earlier, David.
Yeah, go on, Tom and David. Get yourself the chance to have a Freddo.
Look at that, he's trying to be the bigger.
Anyway, moving on to Damian's trivia.
Indeed. My trivia question was, how many profiles were there in, or how many point values for units, because they're not profiles, that's the point, were there in Legions of Middle-earth that never had a profile released for them? That was my question.
Yeah, I wouldn't have been able to give an answer. I could have given some guesses of themes and then
give me a ballpark. What would you? And you know the answer, don't you?
It'll be tens, not single digits.
Yeah,
I know the answer. I was thinking it's tens, but I don't know. Is it 15? Is it 20? Is it 25? I have no idea, and I didn't know how many. I remember there being quite a lot, so I'd have probably punted for 25.
It's not the same number as Taylor Swift singles. That was the trick. It's the same number.
Can you imagine?
Do you want to do answers, or do you want the correct answer?
Well, do you want to say what they are?
Yeah, I can do.
The best.
So, the other caveat on this is it's utterly dependent on me being right about there never being a profile. So there is some room for error on this. There's potentially some that I've overlooked.
It's fine because no one's got it right.
Yeah, but bear with us. Please don't, care. So, what we have, start with the good guys. Mm-hmm. We have a Guardian of the Havens,
cool.
an Elf Knight, different to Rivendell Knight.
Or Galadhrim Knight?
I think the Galadhrim Knight was already out there. Okay. It was like a high elf.
Oh.
The Rivendell Knight has done that role, definitely. Okay. But it feels different. An Elf Ranger, Celebrimbor, and oh, stop it. An Elf Chariot.
Yeah, that's not there.
An Elf Catapult.
I remember these ones. And I remember that next one.
A Galadhrim Pathwalker.
I was really excited about the Pathwalkers. I was like, they'll be cool.
I think you're all over that, aren't you?
They become Sentinels.
That's like your Friday night.
Are they like a Sentinel for?
I think the Sentinels were already in it.
But what I meant was, were they meant to be a Sentinel
for Galadhrim? Maybe. Isn't a Sentinel for Galadhrim?
Well, he's a wood elf.
Just Galadhrim without his armour on.
I wonder what does a Pathwalker have? With a special rule.
Shoes. Comfortable footwear.
Yeah. A special rule, comfy sandals.
Yeah. Plus half an inch movement. Galadhrim Siege Catapult. They're heading to Dol Guldur. Yeah, I reckon.
Yeah.
Then we had Quick Beam, Beach Bone, and Hjorn. And I believe they've all been in White Dwarf, but we specifically said not White Dwarf.
Yeah.
Helm Hammerhand. Helm's Guard.
What are you chuckling about?
Oh, lovely. Then Land Rover. We know about him.
What?
Land Rover. The Eagle.
Yeah, Land Rover, yeah. What's the Helm's Guard?
Is it Meneldor? Melendor?
Meneldor.
Yeah.
Melendor. Meneldor.
The other eagle.
Yeah.
Grimbayon.
Yeah.
And Bayorni. They were good ones. 17. Good profiles. For evil.
Yeah.
The Royal Blood Chieftain of Dunland.
Sure.
A Royal Blood Huskarl. A Dunland Berserker.
That'll be cool.
I don't think we got.
No.
Dunland Horseman. A Werewolf. Oh. A Black-Hearted Tree, which I think of all of them is one that I'd be most excited about. That's for an evil Dol Guldur list. So that was really cool. Like an evil end. A Black Numenorian Catapult.
I thought that was there.
Is it?
Well, I think it's an upgrade to... I think it's an upgrade to like a Mordor catapult.
You can turn it into Black Numenorian. Alright, we'll scratch one. Fair enough. An Easterling King. He's got stars. You see the ones with stars next to him? I'm not sure about. Maybe.
Don't know about Easterling.
A Dragon Guard. Who's an Easterling, but
But dragon, that's what you
That's a
call...
black dragon.
That's what you... Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so it's tricky. It's tricky trivia.
tricky.
Easterling siege bow.
Alright.
I don't think that's been.
No.
And then, I might get this wrong, but Keisumu or something,
No.
the Ravager of Athelion. It's a Candish hero. A Candish mercenary chieftain, a Corsair ballista, and a stone giant. There you go. Those ones I could spot. 14, you reckon the
So about 30.
black dragon capitals there, so that's 13. 17 good for a total of 30.
Yeah. Cool. Closest to the mark. David Reed. Sad news. With 24.
Brilliant.
Awful news. So get yourself another friend of David Reed.
That's a double Freddo.
Yeah, double.
Does he get the bonus?
No, he can't get the bonus one because he was closest to.
Only the two,
Let's
David.
not go mad.
Only the two due to Tom's fascist bigoted rules.
We just make it up. It's our show.
Oh, do what we want.
Bonus trivia from last week was who makes Sharknado.
Oh.
Andreas thinks it's sci-fi.
It could be sci-fi.
Oh, no idea, but chance for him to get a Freddo, given he's the only one who answered.
It'll be down here, won't it? Production company Sci-Fi Films.
Yeah, Freddo for you.
Outstanding.
Where's the other bit of the comment review?
There's one page.
Was it?
Is it not meant to be one page?
No.
You serious?
Yeah.
You sent me one page. Comment review disaster section.
It's alright, we've been competent up till now.
I thought it was going
For
too
the
well.
most part. This is all great content.
Absolutely.
Glad you're enjoying.
They didn't say they were enjoying. Why not open?
Because it's a Mac.
Is it?
Comment review.
Oh, cheeky bonus page.
You can just pass me that though.
Right, okay. Yeah.
I only gave him one page. Don't know what this guy's on about. Anyway, trivia question for this week. Although I feel like I'm missing something. Oh yeah, no, Andreas. Bonus trivia again. We also asked about the 50-point bat rep. Why were we changed clothes? I don't know if we'd asked. I think we asked maybe in the 50-point bat rep a trivia about it. I don't know. Sorry, I'm making no sense. We filmed the bat rep on a different day, obviously, which Andreas seems to have answered as a trivia question. So we must have.
No. Earlier on, when we talked about doing the sketch on a different day, we said we also did another part of the show on a different day. See if you can work out which. That wasn't a real trivia question. But, you know...
To be fair, he said not for Freddo, for his own Norwegian milk chocolate.
Yeah, get yourself some Norwegian chocolate. Send us some.
Yeah. Anyway, trivia question for this week. We are stealing a question.
Gas trivia?
Yeah. From McGarnacle. Sorry if I'm not pronouncing that right. But McGarnacle, 2016, 3 days ago. Great episode as always, guys. I was making an SBG database with a friend. Fun times, and we came upon the longest and shortest profile names in SBG. What are they?
Don't tell them the numbers.
No.
That's a more interesting question.
So I'll take the easy one, which is the shortest. I think shortest is probably easier to work out than longest. So I'll go shortest profile in SBG.
So we've been told the number of characters in them, but we're not going to tell you that because we think you would then know if you're right or not. Mm-hmm. So it takes the fun of guessing. Yeah. So yeah, Tom is asking you this week, what is the shortest profile name in terms of characters?
Yep, so this is, example would be...
Just pick someone in the middle.
Yeah. Aragorn, Isildur's heir. So you've got Aragorn, I don't know if you count the comma, let's not count commas or...
I think the spaces count.
Space counts, okay. Yeah. So comma, space and apostrophes, whatever. So Aragorn, Isildur's heir, you'd count all of the letters, the comma, the space, and the apostrophe then. There you go. What a great example.
Yeah, good example. One of the
many
few hundred examples you could have picked. So Tom's saying which one's is the shortest?
Yes.
And my question is, what is the longest?
Yeah.
And as of right now, we don't know if we're right.
No.
But I think you've got the shortest one.
Yeah.
Which I can't imagine there's anything shorter. And I've had a punt at the longest one. But we don't know for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So those are our trivia questions. As always, don't go and look through your books. Don't go and look at the old comments to see how many characters they are. Just sit there and have a ponder. And what's the longest? As Tom said, I think the short one's easier to come up with. But what's the longest profile name you can come up with? Mm-hmm. And that will be our trivia question, courtesy of
McGarnacle.
And
2016.
I think because he's provided the trivia, McGarnacle, you should go out and get yourself a Freddo.
Finally, before we move on to our topic, just to wrap up the World Champions section, ice lollies. Larry, I've always assumed ice lollies were where you have flavoured ice on the stick handle thing. What I was referring to last week was ice creams on one of those sticks, like Magnums. It feels wrong to call them ice lollies, as that's lumping them in with something that, while outwardly similar in shape, is vastly different in form.
Is that not a choc ice? Can you not have a choc ice on a stick?
Yeah. I don't know, a choc ice would just be a... You know,
I think you'd normally
usually
hold it in your hand.
Yeah.
But is that a major part of being a choc ice, or is it the fact that it's kind of wrapped?
Definition of ice cream section.
If the thing of being a choc ice is actually that it's ice cream covered in chocolate, choc ice. Yeah. Whether or not you've rammed a stick in it.
Isn't a choc ice.
Yeah, it is a choc ice, isn't it?
So you're saying it's a choc ice because it's got a stick up it?
Well, I'm saying
regardless of whether it's got a stick
whether it's got a stick up it or not, maybe it could be a choc ice.
Okay.
Because I agree with him. I don't think it is an ice lolly. I think an ice lolly should be like frozen fruit. I don't just mean like a pineapple you've left in your freezer.
It's like ice as opposed to ice cream.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I think.
Okay.
You?
Could not give. A flying squirrel.
Oh, that's just sad to see on a discussion show.
Yeah, on a discussion-based panel.
The show lives or dies on the fact that we're going to talk to each other. just declaring your disinterest in the topics at hand isn't particularly conducive to a strong episode.
Give us a juicy World Champions section comment for next week, and we will debate.
I will try my best.
We will debate, but not this week.
Not this week. It is not this week.
It is not this week. So yeah, moving on to our topic this week.
Tournaments?
Tournaments is the same as last week. No. Yes, because Reading, it must be this weekend or the one after?
I don't know, I mean, A,
Reading
you organise the league, B, this is literally your job.
Yeah. Reading is soon, the doubles, it was sold out.
It had extra tickets though?
Yeah.
So when is it, Tom?
Don't know. I've told you last week, if you've tuned in the last couple of episodes, you know.
I believe they got some extra allotment of tickets because some other tournaments didn't sell out, I think. Mm-hmm. So you might be able to get tickets for that.
Yeah, there's a lot of people going. It would be cool. I seem to remember it's 350 points per person.
Cool.
And then it's the league final, which we talked about, which was in Daventry.
Yeah, but I think we're saying Daventry now because we said Daventry a couple of weeks ago, and we're basically spreading misinformation. Maybe it's not in Daventry.
And then Steve's the Scarring of Cheshire for the league opener next year.
Cool.
But all sold out, and then we made the joke about them selling out before we even talk about them on the show.
Funny joke.
Yeah. So yeah, tournaments. I'll do something next week with them.
Do you want a joke? Damian's joke section.
Damian's joke section.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe.
I think this is quite a good joke.
Is it?
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
Have you just come up with this?
No,
now?
I haven't. I heard it weekend. Chris told me. You know, it's scuba divers.
Yeah.
When they're getting into the water.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now
Is this a Lord of the Rings related joke?
No.
Alright.
This isn't about Lord of the Rings.
Okay.
You know, they kind of put their hand on their mouth and then they fall backwards.
Yeah.
Do you know why they go into the water backwards?
No.
Because if they went forwards, they'd land in the boat.
Where is that from?
It's Chris. It's a good joke, isn't it?
It's not bad.
I think that's funny.
Alright.
Damian's joke section. Happy weekend all.
Give Damian your ranking out of 7.
Perfect 5 out of 7, I reckon, for that. It's a good joke.
Alright, yeah.
Why did I go for this? The voting from. See?
Right, okay. Anyway, on to our topic for this week, which was gonna be... Oh yeah, true. We've got one small thing and then we'll move on to the big topic. But we were going to talk about battle companies, but that's being parked because... Well, we were saying we'd talk about battle companies at some time.
Yeah, when the book comes out, I think.
Yeah, okay. You want to do it when the book... Fine. We have one small thing. Our topic that we'll get to in a few minutes then is... the big release from Amazon that there's going to be a Lord of the Rings TV series. But before we go to that, Damian's reminded me nicely that we have one extra thing.
We do.
Damian will chat about.
It was a comment from a couple of weeks ago that Cooch133, I believe, commented, saying he had some new ideas for Isengard.
Mm-hmm.
And he posted them up on the One Ring and sort of said, you know, with the new edition coming out, what do you think of these? And they're not too extensive, so... Excuse me. I thought we'd run through them, see what you think of them, because I don't think you've read them.
No.
And see what you guys think of, is this the sort of thing you would want to see? So, it's primarily geared towards the scouts. So his suggestion is that Lurtz would be 70 to 80 points, and he'd have a scout bow, more on that below, and his stat line would be the same, yeah, it's just the same.
Okay.
But he gets +1 defence for carrying a shield.
Cool.
So he goes up to defence 6.
Yeah.
And he has a scout bow, which is range 18 and strength 3.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so shorter range bow, more powerful.
Yeah.
Cool, like the dwarf ranger ones, is that right?
Maybe.
I always get confused with the dwarf
Yeah.
bows, but isn't the one that's short
Yeah.
range and more powerful? And then he's got a, this is great, scout leader, open brackets. Maybe you could leave off this, but I think it's a nice rule, which makes both Lurtz and scouts more appealing. So let's start capitals. Give it to him, he deserves it. Close brackets. When Lurtz include in your army, all Uruk-hai scouts and marauders gain +1 defence from shield, despite also carrying a bow.
Ah.
So that'd be quite good. I mean, obviously it doesn't really work for the models, but
Yeah.
it would be quite nice. You could then have scouts holding shields and bows, with, and I don't think that would particularly break the army or anything. Ugluk, same points value, so 60 points. Much like suggested in GBHL podcast, no, you. Head taker should be tweaked. In a round when Ugluk wants to use the rule, if not in combat already, he gains a free 3-inch movement, to which he must move to a friendly model that he wants to decapitate, after which he must use his normal 6-inch movement to charge any enemy that he can. He cannot use the rule in combat unless a friendly unit is in base contact, in which case you would decapitate that unit. So I think it's like the Lingering Shadow. He gets to almost like
pops.
move 3 inches, decapitate someone, and the idea is that at the moment the rule is he has to do it with someone he's in base contact with at the start. So he'd get 3 inches to move. Malheur, same points value, Shielded Blades, he can use the shielding rule. I think this rule is for Dragon Knight in Easterling Army or something like that.
And I think the Elf Twins.
Yeah. And finally, the Scouts change War Gear option from Orc Bow to Scout Bow, the same points value.
Okay, cool.
And then he's put, if you haven't noticed, I really want to see Lurtz and Scouts more. Vote Lurtz.
Cool.
So there you go. So pretty
nice.
Simple changes.
Yeah, I like the Scout
What do you think?
Army. I really like the Scout Army. One other thing I'd add is having Malheur letting Lurtz and Ugluk run fast as well, because they always get left behind with their little legs.
That's a bit like the current Rangers of Ithilien thing, wasn't it? Did Faramir upgrade them?
Faramir and Damrod can go through woods.
But they had to be FAQ to let them. They could upgrade Rangers to go through woods, but they couldn't do it themselves or something like that, and it was in the FAQ, wasn't it? But I suppose it feels like if Malheur can upgrade all the scouts, then maybe you should be able to upgrade Lurtz and Ugluk as well. Well, I think they're good. Yeah. I'd like that. I don't know if it would make me... Yeah. Shorter range, higher strength, feels pretty cool. Strength 3 would not make a difference against Boromir or Gondor. I was just thinking that. He's defense 6, isn't he? Mm-hmm. But I think it's quite nice changes. The sort of thing that people often go for very overpowered stuff, and that's not that. Might be. I'd like to see more scouts. I think scouts are very very cool. Fellowship's my favourite film, so I'd like the scout aesthetic, and I love all those Eamon Henson. So yeah, they're good ideas. What do you guys think? Do you like them? Or you got any other ideas for what could happen to Scouts, or indeed any other of the thousands?
Formal body and institution.
The formal bodies or institutions. Because God knows at some point next year we're going to get a whole bunch of new stuff, which is very exciting. There you go. Cheers to, as I said, I think it's Cooch 133.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Cool. So yeah, but moving on to Amazon and their, well, they're calling it Lord of the Rings TV series, but when's it set, Damian?
Well, Thomas, according to their press release, it's set before the events of the Fellowship of the Ring.
Okay.
So this was the news that emerged about 10 days ago. Rumours started being around. I had it on my timeline about 3 times from people, particularly the weekend, like people saying, is this because it's your birthday? And stuff. Bless you.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, I think on the 13th, November the 13th, there was a formal press release.
So yeah, there were lots of rumours because it seemed like Amazon were bidding with Netflix for this. I don't know how much they'll have paid for this, but I assume an awful lot to get rights to Lord of the Rings stuff.
Yes.
Feels like
the kind of chatter
now
is that it's in the wake of the forthcoming ending of Game of Thrones. So they're after the kind of next big fantasy show.
Yeah.
It should be, and yeah, like you say,
everyone will watch.
Yeah, and like you say, they're very much calling it a Lord of the Rings TV show, despite the fact it's not the Lord of the Rings. Yeah. Shall we read the press release? See what they say?
I mean, yeah, if you want to put on your best reading voice.
Amazon today announced it has acquired the global television rights to The Lord of the Rings, based on the celebrated fantasy novels by J.R.R. Tolkien, with a multi-season commitment. The upcoming Amazon Prime original will be produced by Amazon Studios in cooperation with the Tolkien Estate, that's important, and Trust, HarperCollins and New Line Cinema, a division of Warner Brothers Entertainment. The Lord of the Rings is a cultural phenomenon that has captured the imagination of generations of fans throughout literature and the big screen, said Sharon Talgado, head of scripted series Amazon Studios. We are honoured to be working with the Tolkien Estate and Trust, that's important, HarperCollins and New Line on this exciting collaboration for television, and we are thrilled to be taking the Lord of the Rings fans on a new epic journey in Middle-earth. We're delighted that Amazon, with its long-standing commitment to literature, is home of the first ever multi-season television series for The Lord of the Rings. That said Matt Galsor, a representative for the Tolkien Estate, that's important, and Trust and HarperCollins. Sharon and the team at Amazon Studios have exceptional ideas to bring to the screen, previously unexplored stories based on J.R.R. Tolkien's original writings.
I'm going to pause you for 2 seconds and say, long-standing commitment to literature from Amazon. What's his definition of long-standing?
Or literature. Well, they've been selling, books for ages, right?
Not that long. I mean, if he's using that as the big comment, then yeah, go to the bookshop that probably has been open since 18-something.
You think that's who they should sell the TV rights to? Like an antique bookshop on Carnaby Street.
It's a really weird comment. It's like, what they would want to say is Amazon have got a lot of money and could probably do a decent job of putting this on.
Yeah, it's funny they didn't say that, isn't it? Why is that?
It's just long. Alright, fine.
I love that your of everything what you pull out. This is long-standing. Well, I question whether that's true. Define your scale of length. No, I'm gonna. That wasn't my voice. Was it down here? Set in Middle-earth, the television adaptation will explore new storylines preceding J.R.R. Tolkien's The Fellowship of the Ring. The deal includes a potential additional spin-off series. Bangs on about Lord of the Rings, bangs on about Amazon Prime. That's the stuff.
Right.
What did you think of my best reading voice?
No, it was spectacularly awful. Yeah.
Ouch. So there we go. That's the official press release from Amazon.
Read in as fine a voice as you're ever going to hear.
Thank you. You give and you take away. So.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, the Tolkien Estate bit, I don't know if you noticed that was important. I always get this wrong, but I believe, and I'm sure there's plenty of people who are better informed about this than me, that the different rights are between the Tolkien estate and Middle Earth Enterprises. Yeah. So if it's Middle Earth Enterprises, it's only the Lord of the Rings and the Hobbit.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas if it's with the Tolkien estate, it's everything.
Unfinished Tales.
Yeah. So because it's the Tolkien estate, I think I'm right about this. There's potential they could be from any of the writings.
Who was it who put a comment on this before? Was it Warlord? I have a feeling someone's discussed the finer details of this. So if you're watching and you know the finer details, then feel free to enlighten us.
Mm-hmm.
That seems about right, though.
Yeah. So, Tom.
Yeah.
I mean, I think this was rumoured, but we didn't talk about it last week.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what do you think?
Right. I'm excited.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm. I mean, yes, they could do a bad job, but having the opportunity to do something and potentially do a good job is better than no opportunity to do anything. So I think it could be really cool. I think the thing that I was thinking might be weirdest is if there are characters like Gandalf or whoever, Aragorn. It's going to be weird seeing different actors for them. And whoever does Gandalf is in. They might as well hire someone rubbish, because even if they get someone good, they're not going to be as good as Ian McKellen.
They can get you to do it.
Yeah.
Not just because you're a phenomenal actor, but you do a good Ian McKellen. Could you give us a spot of Harrison Ian McKellen?
Maybe later for you.
Is that because you've mocked my reading voice and you don't feel comfortable?
No.
Interesting. I think it's fairly safe to say they won't be the same actors.
Yeah.
Like, a few people have been saying, you have to get him cut.
You could probably get Frodo still. Just looks so.
I don't think they will, though.
No.
I don't think that if there are any crossover characters. But yeah, I largely agree with you. I think it's really exciting.
Another thing I really hope they don't do is they make it American, in terms of just like they should all have.
Oh, it's not just the Scots then, is it?
Yeah, no, but I just want it to feel more English. I think that's what it should feel like. Sorry, I should say British.
I wonder where they'll shoot it as well.
Yeah, because
it seems it's so connected to New Zealand now that it would seem mad not to. But then it's also seemed creatively bankrupt to do it there.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, I hadn't thought about that.
Damian O'Byrne, making you think since 1982.
Here's a trivia question for you.
Oh, we got enough fellows for next week.
They mention 6 of the all-star cast of the Lord of the Rings films in the press release as examples of what fine actors they had.
Yeah.
Who did they pick? Would you have gone for those? I would not have gone for those 6.
No, I reckon
I'd have dropped a couple out of there and put maybe. Anyway, there's a question.
I would have dropped definitely one of them.
Yeah.
Remember, it's really interesting as well. Lovely. It's related, but tangent section. If you go and watch the original trailer for Fellowship of the Ring, the names there are the names who were big before the films came out.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Which is including one in particular who became very big after the films, who's not in the big clump, and then some people who are maybe in small roles in the film, but whose names were bigger. It's always quite interesting. So there you go. Bonus trivia question: who are the 6 actors from the Lord of the Rings trilogy that are? It says with an all-star cast they included. Who are the 6?
We're using actors here.
Yeah, because we like totes equal ops here.
Yeah. Equal rights for humans and for dinosaurs.
Yeah, absolutely. So yes, I agree with you that it could be absolutely terrible and absolutely awful, but I'm excited about it because it's new Middle Earth.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it could be really cool. I guess we can get on to later whether they'll do a Games Workshop related piece to it. But talking about the TV thing itself, I don't know, I mean, having a TV series is cool, I think, for this kind of thing. It gives you scope to have a big, long storyline.
I think people are very precious about it because you had, like, generally speaking...
good use of precious.
Thank you. The Lord of the Rings films are well thought of, and generally speaking, the Hobbit films are not. I think is broadly fair to say. And so you've only had these trilogies, and so people are then immediately cautious of more stuff. That
I think the other thing is that because it's been Peter Jackson and The Lord of the Rings has been so successful, whoever takes this on, they probably don't want to copy Peter Jackson.
Yeah, which is going to be very hard.
Yeah, but then the problem with that is that you could try too hard to go off in a different direction. Then the people who like Lord of the Rings just won't like this because it's so different.
It'd be too far.
Yeah.
Can I drop some? I think these are genuinely interesting stats to you from a paper I was writing. There is a thing.
A paper I was writing.
You'll like this. This is stats. This is quantitative evidence,
okay,
right?
Is it?
Yeah.
Right, okay, let's hear it.
There is a thing called the World Hobbit Project, right, that was done in 2013, 2014 to measure audience reactions to the Hobbit films. It's like a questionnaire.
Okay.
Right? Internationally done by, like...
Did you answer it?
No, I didn't answer it, no. But it was done internationally by academics all over the world, and they have 36,000 responses to it.
So who's responding, sorry? People in cinema?
People who, I don't know, I guess they've emailed it out saying, have you seen the Hobbit trilogy? Yeah. So it's just your average bod. It's not like mega Tolkien fans. It's people who have, I think you didn't have to have seen the Lord of the Rings trilogy because that was one of the questions, but it was audience reactions to the Hobbit trilogy. Sure. 36,000, that's pretty, it's supposedly one of the largest audience studies ever.
Okay.
That's, as a barometer of reaction, fairly reliable.
Could use a barometer.
Yeah?
Yeah.
In that, they had to rank the Lord of the Rings films and the Hobbit films from 1 to 5.
Yeah.
And it was 1
from
was...
1 to 5?
Yes.
When did this come out?
When did it come out?
Yeah, this questionnaire.
2014.
Sorry, I'm just... With 6 films. This is why I'm getting confused.
No,
what have I not listened
they
to?
didn't
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
I now see.
If you hadn't stumbled into me interrupting in the middle of a sentence, they didn't list the films, rank them. They had to like rate them from 1 to 5. Do you see?
Right. Okay.
Yeah. Always good to just not just amble in and just smash the place up. Like, oh, I don't understand. Honestly. Anywho, so I had to rank them, right?
That message that came through, that was because I was doing being stupid. That's Taylor being like, get him off.
That's Emma. They have landed. They're back in the country.
What update?
It's all right though. It's all right. It's like I hate my family.
I've got a message from my chiropractor.
Yeah, brilliant. More on that later. Chiropractor section. They are staying at Mum and Dad's tonight, so it's not like they're coming back or anything. Tonight. So important news. You have a chiropractor. Yeah?
Well,
on retainer? Is it?
No.
Huh?
Just chatting.
Doesn't do anything to your back. It's just like that for emotional support.
Anyway.
Anywho, so I had to rank them. And 1 was awful.
Yeah.
2 was poor.
Yeah.
3 was average. 4 was good. And 5 was excellent. Right? And I'm doing this from memory, but I think this is right. For the Lord of the Rings films, 77% of the people who ranked them as excellent.
Okay. That's pretty good.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
Like, not good,
not
average, excellent.
Yeah.
And I think it was 1% ranked them as either awful or poor.
1 or 2, okay.
So total 1% for both of those.
That's fairly epic.
Yeah. That's a very, very, very good reaction, right? Hobbit, 2% ranked him as excellent.
2?
Yeah.
That's you.
Answering it again and again and again. 2% ranked him as excellent. And very, very, I want to say 76% said they were awful or poor.
Oh.
It was almost like entirely reversed.
Crazy.
Interesting, right? And that's 36,000 bods, which is a good amount to judge feeling. And I think that's this is part of what I'm writing about. But I think that's really, really harsh on the Hobbit film. I think it's to say they're awful and poor as a general thing. I think is very harsh.
Be interesting to know. I mean, it'd be interesting to know how many watch Lord of the Rings because that's probably going to influence quite a lot of people's.
Well, they were all people who, on that, because one of the things it was like rank the Hobbit films, and then it was
they've watched Lord of the Rings,
and then another question was if you've seen the Lord of the Rings, rank them. And then,
if you've seen...
So then on those figures, I've taken out the people who haven't on those percentages, which was a small percentage.
So I think that probably has some impact, because then they'd be like, well, Lord of the Rings was great. I rocked up to The Hobbit thinking it'd be great.
Yeah, so every one of those people that has seen both.
Okay.
But that just surprised me that it's that big a swing in general. But I think that's the sort of thing that people, for whatever reason, generally speaking, the films worked with people, connected with people, and people were like, I love Middle-earth, and they now love the films. But now, however good this might be, I think the overriding feeling, like The Hobbit, is that the reaction to it will be negative.
The bar's set so high.
Yeah. And I also think, generally speaking, what I've read on the Facebook group, that the overriding tone is quite negative, I think. I could be wrong on that.
But what they could do, they could learn from Star Wars, in that Star Wars had the really good, then they had rubbish, and then they went back and were like, screw it, let's just make it very similar to the originals that people liked, and then people like it.
Well, also, what Star Wars are doing now, when they have the origin stories, is they're very much, this isn't, if you take, like, it is quite analogous, the original 3 as Lord of the Rings, and then the prequels as The Hobbit.
Yeah.
And now they're doing, like, with Rogue One and stuff, they're just doing, this is a story set in the Star Wars universe. Yeah. And they could go down that route. This is a story.
Yeah, it could be random characters.
Yeah. But on that as well, that's something we haven't touched on yet. What's it going to be? Or what would
I
you
thought they'd
like
do
to
stuff
see?
like Gollum and Aragorn and that kind of thing.
The Hunt for Gollum.
Yeah. Would be in this time. That could work. Yeah, Hunt for Gollum.
Because it really, it does depend if they are doing like appendices stuff, so they're doing the bridging gap. Because the whole point was it happens before Fellowship of the Ring, and so some people are saying, does that happen in between The Hobbit and Fellowship of the Ring, or is that saying as in it's like Eru banging on about his music? Are we going way back when?
Okay.
How far?
I was just thinking, because if you think, but Gandalf, even the Gandalf going away for 17 years, you still have that bit. It feels like you could still have stuff in that gap without.
I think it's really, really bizarre that if you're gonna put all this money in, you're not doing Lord of the Rings. Personally, that I think that is a big, big punt.
They must have an idea. Yeah, but if they did Lord of the Rings as a TV series, then imagine if episode 1 comes up and people don't like it because it's not the Lord of the Rings films.
Yeah, that's true of anything, isn't it?
Yeah, but I think people might give a bit more time to something that's a different story.
Maybe.
I don't know.
But I can't see how they, in terms of the timeline, personally, they have to have characters people like. Like you say, they have to do, well, not have to, but logic would say it would be Gollum and Gandalf and Aragorn, because they need something for people to kind of connect with. Yeah. Like your average punter, and I'd love to see. I've always said for years I'd like to see the Silmarillion as a TV series, and it could work. But most people don't want that.
No.
Most people. That's not what the people who like Lord of the Rings or like The Hobbit at the cinema aren't really, really, really excited about seeing Beren and Luthien.
Yeah. I don't know what they'll do then.
But they are using. A few people picked up on this. I think we mentioned this. They're using Lord of the Rings. It's a Lord of the Rings TV show. And so Lord of the Rings is becoming like Game of Thrones. Yeah. It's just the title.
I think that's what they're doing for that from a marketing perspective, rather than it means it's anything.
And I think that's what's quite confusing when they say it's a Lord of the Rings TV show, but it's not going to be.
Yeah, because if you look at the headline grabbers, Amazon make Lord of the Rings thing, you think they're remaking the film. Yeah, I don't know. What else between... things that are between that you doubt they'll touch on are things like Dale.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I'd like... it's obviously the same beforehand, but you could... Like, the stuff in the War of the Ring, like the Fall of Dale would be great, but they're obviously not doing that. They've also said the potential additional spin-off series, so... I don't know what... It's interesting. I just don't know. Because the stuff that I really like... that's from that period it's all chatty stuff. So like it's in the appendices, isn't it? It's in the Quest for Erebor, where you have the chat between Gandalf and Thorin at Bree, and that's the filmmakers were very clever, because what they did, they put that meeting in the film without using the dialogue from it, because they didn't have rights to it. No, because it's from Unfinished Tales, that's why. And there's a fantastic scene in Unfinished Tales, I think it is, where Gandalf and Saruman argue about smoking. Have you read that? It's absolutely brilliant. Where he's like, they're having a White Council meeting, and like Gandalf's like a moody teenager, and he's going, "I want to attack Dol Guldur," and Saruman's going, "We're not attacking Dol Guldur." He's going, "Ugh," and he starts smoking at the table, and then Saruman's like going, "Can you not do that here?" It's fantastic, and he's like, "Can you please not smoke at the table, Gandalf?" And he's giving him all this like grief about it, and Gandalf is onto him that he knows Saruman's after the rings, and so Gandalf he blows a big smoke ring like that, and then he blows, I think, like 9 smaller rings through it, like in front of Saruman, and then he grabs at them, and they disappear in smoke. Like he literally like hurls shade at Saruman like this. He's doing all this, and I think that's amazing. And then there's this whole bickering about how he shouldn't be smoking and what smoking is doing to him.
Jibing him in the Fellowship about that.
But there's this whole like page, and I'd love that, but I don't think that's going to make a thrilling episode of TV.
No, probably not.
But there's real like kind of sass between them. But I've always loved that stuff, because I like Mirkwood and Dol Guldur so much.
I don't know if they'll go there though, because then they have to go all the way to Dol Guldur.
Yeah, maybe. But that'd be amazing. That could be great mini movie.
That could be a cool one.
Or like Celeborn leading all the elves over the river in the boats, attacking Dol Guldur. That'd be awesome. It could take some of your elven siege capitals.
Pathfinders in their shoes. They would nail things. Sneak around.
It's just people sneaking into Galadriel's back garden. Yeah. Going, it's here! It's here, I got it! All the way down to the shed.
Good.
But yeah, there's like where Gandalf goes before Fellowship, I suppose.
Yeah.
But then you could go. I don't know. What if it is a Silmarillion? It's like you have like Fall of Gondolin.
Yeah.
Children here.
I think I'd prefer not Silmarillion. I think I'd prefer them doing a Dol Guldur type thing with Saruman and Gandalf than doing Silmarillion.
But what about, because it
they
also
would
says,
call it Lord of the Rings. They'd call it Silmarillion. If they're going to do Silmarillion, surely they'd just call it Silmarillion.
Maybe. But the line that people are terrified about is this
spin-off one.
Exceptional ideas to bring to the screen previously unexplored stories based on J.R.R. Tolkien's original writings.
Yeah.
So it's like, would you be interested in a TV series where Aragorn, it's kind of, this is Aragorn, and Aragorn runs off on a quest to fight some orcs?
It depends.
Because I'm not. Like in my heart of hearts, I want to see something connected to those books over there.
But they could have Aragorn in Rohan as young Aragorn, and then make up some Rohan story for him. I'd be okay with that. The other thing I was thinking they might do is, if you're doing the hunt for Gollum, rather than have it centred around Aragorn, they do some story of some elves. And then Aragorn rocks
Gollum, just There's 10 weeks of this guy absolutely terrified, like screaming in a sack.
But you could centre it around the elves, and then they could do some weird Tauriel Keely dwarf thing, and then in episode 5 Aragorn rocks up with Gollum. Or whatever.
You want another dwarf elf romance? You think that was the hit of the Hobbit?
That's what they wanted.
That's what the people were asking for.
But I don't know. They could do it based on some ordinary characters, where big characters kind of come in.
That is what I do quite like the idea of. That I think for me, I don't want to see a kind of crowbarred story about the things Gandalf was up to. I would rather see a bunch of entirely original characters, clearly set
plus Tauriel
in Middle Earth, like Rogue One. Like clearly set in Middle Earth, just dealing with something Middle Earthy, and it's kind of like one of the
because Darth Vader's in that, but he's not a
exactly.
He's not a huge...
And like you say, maybe Aragorn strolls past, go, hello, and you go, oh, cheers, and they go, who was that? I don't know, it wasn't Viggo Mortensen. That wouldn't work. But that
at least Darth Vader can just rock. He's got his costume.
Darth Vader.
And Gollum is clearly Gollum.
So.
Yes.
That's all quite intriguing. We've constantly talked about Gandalf and Aragorn.
Yeah.
Who would you cast?
Someone for Gandalf's just really hard. It's just hard to see beyond Ian McKellen. I think it's easier to get Aragorn right than Gandalf. I don't know for Gandalf.
I think Michael Fassbender could do a decent Aragorn, maybe.
I do know who he is.
Well, Charles Dance, I think, would be good Saruman. I think he's got the kind of arrogance of Saruman.
That's a good.
I think he'd be good.
Yeah, for Gandalf, I don't know.
Daniel Radcliffe.
And I don't want them to, because like they did with Harry Potter, where they changed to Michael Gambon. Michael Gambon's a good actor, but then he had to be different to original Dumbledore, and then it wasn't quite right. And I think you'll get the same. Whoever tries to be Gandalf will try not to be Ian McKellen, but then won't be quite right, because they're trying not to be Ian McKellen.
You know that story about Michael Gambon, where apparently he gets confused for Ian McKellen a lot, and it happens to both of them.
Right.
And Ian McKellen said to him, like they ask him for autographs, and he goes, "What are you doing?" I'll just write your name. Okay. But they called the the dummy of Gandalf that they used in Double Order. They called that Michael. It's on the call sheet as Michael Gambon.
I don't know for Gandalf. Yeah, Aragorn. I think Aragorn because he's.
You get Stuart Townsend.
Who's Stuart Townsend? Sorry.
He's the guy who was cast as Aragorn originally.
Oh.
No, because it was I don't think it was. He said it was. He was fired on it. They said he was too young. And now he's older now.
Yeah,
right?
can do it.
Get him back on. Fire him again. Yeah, I don't know. It's tricky.
It's a good job we thought about this before.
Yeah, it is tough. But yeah, I think just all of it. Like I've thought this about. I figured in my life probably I'll see Lord of the Rings be remade. Like, and how you cannot have Matter as the Shire, I just don't understand. No. It will just look rubbish. Yeah. Like I can see how you could maybe reconceive Dale, or Erebor or something, but the Shire's been so well done, and the Shire sounds like and how you can have music that isn't like that is.
That's a good
it's
point.
going to have a real struggle.
Get Howard Shaw in.
No, I don't, because I think it's a new production. Because that was the other thing about The Hobbit, that I, as a fan of The Hobbit, and even for the people who don't like it now, but the reason there was a lot of positive, because it was very, very positive before it came out, because it was the same production company, the same composer, the same locations, and you knew it was still going to be the same in love. This is probably going to be very, very different. Like,
I guess the big difference with The Hobbit is that Peter Jackson took it on last minute, so it was a bit of a rush.
Yeah.
Yeah, the music. I haven't even thought about the music. But
the music's huge.
I think they can still do a good job of the music.
Well, I quite liked the when they did the musical in the West End. The music for that was quite good, and that had far more of a sort of kind of Scandinavian influence to it, which was quite nice. That was good. That was obviously very, and that's quite. But even then, before The Hobbit, it was quite surreal going to see a live action production of Lord of the Rings that didn't have Howard Shaw's music in it.
Yeah. I don't know. What do you guys think? For actors, music,
locations. What are they going to do?
Yeah.
I mean, it's obviously it's cool because this is clearly now going to be a huge talking point for ages.
Yeah.
Like this could, you're seeing the start of something that could be what Tolkien fans are chatting about for the next 10 years.
Yeah.
Maybe. You know?
Yeah.
And does DW
then we get a cheeky
the license?
review video in? Gives us content.
Because what about
the GW? I was going to ask. Yeah. Yeah, it's a tricky one. I guess they'll wait to see what it. I wonder if they get directly in touch. I don't know.
I don't know that. For all I know, their license is the same as the almost like the Weta production. Yeah. It's in the likenesses of. They've got the license to produce miniatures at a certain scale in the likenesses of the films, haven't they? I believe. So
they'd have to get a different license if they wanted to do the TV series.
And then you also get into that really weird thing where what if they did, and then you get TV Gandalf, who will look different, and TV Aragorn.
Almost feels like it needs a different game.
Yeah. Because you get the Batman miniatures game.
Mm-hmm.
They've got like the different. I mean, I don't play it, but they've got the different Batman. So they've got like Christian Bale Batman and Batfleck Batman.
And they have different profiles, or they? Just
Yes, I believe he does. I believe he has the different eras of him have different kind of profiles and stuff. But like some, Ian McKellen looks like that because they based it on that Gandalf there that's on the cover of Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
I think it's a John Howe painting.
Yeah, it's John Howe.
Where he's walking, he's based on that. So
Striding
Gandalf will look like that.
Yeah.
Whereas, I think Aragorn's far less structured. Constrained.
Yeah.
This came up on a thread a few weeks ago that for me Boromir will always have a Viking hat because of the animated film. Okay. That was the first time I saw him, and I can't shake that in my head. He's always got this, he's like a big Viking, isn't it? Yeah.
But yeah, they might not even like. It seems really obvious now that they have elves, this flowing design, dwarves, this angular design. But they could just change all of that.
It could all be hexagonal.
Yeah.
All you need is for elves. Dodecahedrons. Everything. Everything.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we've been going long enough.
I think we've had a good old natter about it and really achieved nothing.
Yeah.
Which is what we try and do on this show. We're not here to give you the answers, we're here to give you the questions. I think.
Alright, David. Brent. Not
RE resolution.
Yeah.
So there we go. It's incredibly exciting.
Mm-hmm.
Do let us know what you think. I'm sure we'll be talking about this for a very long time.
Yeah. But before we sign off, we are going to go into Dwarves against
Wild Riders in a 50-point bat rep to the death.
Yeah.
Which is the same as all the other 50-point bat rep.
Yeah.
Here we are for the 50-point bat rep with my returning victorious Wild Riders. 4 Wild Riders, one of whom has a throwing weapon after taking down the filth of Lake Town last week.
They did indeed.
And they are riding to glorious victory against
Dwarves! 5 of them. They're Damian's Erebor dwarves, but I have 1 with shield, a Grim Hammer, and then 3 with spear and shield for a nice 50 points.
We've definitely talked about why you've taken those already, haven't we?
Yeah.
Cool. So should we get to priority?
4.
Good.
5.
It's to you.
I'll stay where I am with my excellent shooting on offer. How far away are you
I'm
from me?
5 and a bit.
So you're within shot. You're in shot range of the Grimmy.
Oh, there's a Grimmy, isn't there?
Yeah.
No, can't have that. Surely.
Yeah, you probably don't want to do that.
Don't want that. No.
All right. Let's assume you're slightly out of range.
Throwing spears are 8, aren't they? It's not just for Rohan, is it?
Yeah. But Grimhammer's is 6.
Yeah. So throwing spear.
Oh, you've 6 to hit.
At the guy with the axe.
Yeah.
So that's still a 6.
Shame.
Yeah. Pro.
3. Damn it! Lose it! There's not much else I can do. Now, do I go big with the Grimhammer and run him the hell away?
That is big. I don't think you know what going big means.
And just shield of the other buggers.
Run. Tactical withdrawal. We've never seen it in a 50-point bat rep.
No, I'll leave my little formation as they are. Wait, they're all going to do little touching.
Careful. Alright.
Yeah. It's all kicking up again.
Throws a bit.
Oh. Yeah.
Oof. Oof. This charge really needs to come off of me.
Yeah.
I need to get a couple out. I need to get a couple down.
Okay, so we've got 1 here. Grimhammer on his own. I could leave him to be sacrificial Jaffrey. But I'll support the Grimhammer that way.
Ooh, cheeky.
And then I'll shield with the rest.
That's your priority.
Yeah, in my cunning plan.
Yeah.
Let's go with the Grimhammer first. I'm going to go single-handed fighting.
Yeah, I'll feint. Oh, Orky. You were meant to be a contender.
Come on. Oh, it's a 6.
Strength 3, so 5s against the rider, presumably.
Yeah. Oh,
no,
yeah, look at that.
Out. Grim.
Yeah, Grim Hammer.
Grim Hammer.
Lovely. Okay. Well, next we'll do this one in the end. Shielding.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, it's just, the dwarves are doing well. This one.
6.
Oh, he's got the 6, but I can take it.
Bosh. Down he goes. If ever we needed
This
to
is the
convert.
Axeman. The one's off the table.
Don't need it.
that's a
Don't need it.
Sad 6.
Down he goes.
Oh, interesting.
I think if I kill this one, it's on.
Okay. He's shielding. It's a 4. I can take that.
Like that.
Yeah.
1 dice.
1 dice.
No mercy.
Get away. You could do with priority, sir.
Yes.
Would you like to set the bar?
Oh, it's
That's
good.
a good
It's
bar.
good. It's good.
So I need a
Has to be
5.
a 6 from Harrison.
Oh yeah, 6. Yeah, I had it last go. Oh, go 6. Ah!
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. He's gonna have him.
Yeah.
Throwing spears going for a defense 6 guy.
7 guy.
Yeah, 7 guy, and he'll go on that one.
Throwing spear. Good. I'll back up the Grimmy Dream Team again.
Still a hope. Still a hope.
They're gonna take you down. So
It's a good fight. This.
yeah, Grimhammer will attack the rest. The other 2 will shield. Grimhammer is a buddy.
Starting with Grimhammer.
Yeah.
I'll
I'll
feint.
fight normally.
It's not bad. It's not bad.
He's a 5.
Oh
yeah.
Come on.
Come on, Grimhammer, take him out again. No.
Yeah, boy.
Oh, no kills for me this turn. I will shield here.
I'll fight.
That's not great. Yeah. Don't waste
Take a
energy
dwarf.
getting
Take a
more than a
dwarf. Take a
4.
dwarf.
Last one. Oh, that's not bad. Oh no! 6
Down he goes. Down he goes.
Oh no!
Off he goes. Precious. Off it goes.
3
Oh,
on
it is
3.
on.
3 on 3. Priority. Please let me win.
1.
Anything but a 1. Bosh dice. Bosh!
Oh,
yeah.
What's that? Oh, this changes everything. It's like love in that respect.
I think I'm just going to have to charge all 3 and hope for the best. Still Trixie now. Could
Sunset Boulevard.
go
reference
either
there.
way. I did not get that. Would you... Let's go Grimhammer first.
Okay, I'll
I'm
fight.
backing Grimhammer. Oh, I should have thrown in.
Yeah, go on.
Throw.
Yeah,
That's a hit.
was it hit? It's the rider.
No. Anyway, you got a 2 for your...
Dual roll.
Draw.
Ah, take some fight value.
Yeah, smack him in the face!
Oh, delicious defense 4.
This one.
What you wanted there is an Iron Hills dwarf.
Oh,
I'll faint. Oh, come on, lad.
yeah. Kill him! Kill him! Damn it.
Precious. Last one.
Yeah. Oh no!
Better.
Oh no!
Cheeky 6. Oh, what attention!
After last week's 2-turn fiasco.
Oh, give it to us!
Oh no!
Throwing weapon on this guy.
Yeah. Misses. Oh, that's not the main thing though. Alright, back in Grimhammer without a spear support this time. He's going to do you.
Fainted. Oh, no
Yes,
way.
Grimhammer!
Yes! Oh, no! It was juicy!
Oh no!
It was so
Kill him!
squishy!
Alright, shielding with the others. This one.
This one. Oh, come on.
Yes, get away, get away. This one. Yes, get away.
Oh.
Right, priority. You wasted your 6 there. 4's not bad though. No! No!
Throwing spear. Oh, come on.
Well worth a point.
2 points.
2 points.
Alright, it's alright, we've got
Grimhammer.
the charge.
Grim Hammer.
Fainted. It's better.
That's good.
It's better.
Needs a 5!
Oh, he's going down. He's going down.
It's 5s
That's
to kill him.
5s, re-rolling
Oh.
ones. Oh, get off my board!
No. Shield. Oh no.
Uh-oh.
Oh no. Shield still.
Shield.
Oh! 6s. Oh, it's all gone wrong. I'm not shielding anymore. I don't care. I'm attacking. Oh, it's all gone sad for the dwarves. Sixes. He survives! He's on the floor though.
On the floor.
Priority. Come on, win chap. Win chap. Yes. Stands up. Run this way.
2.5 inches that way, you reckon?
Oh,
so I got 5 attacks, yeah? It's probably worth your shielding, isn't it? This turn.
what, on every subsequent turn?
Oh, no, of course, yeah, you're always gonna...
I'm always against 5 dice. He's just got to nail
Big
a 6. Yeah. You want to set my bar? Set my bar.
Where's the 6?
Come on. Come on. 6s!
It's like he wasn't trying.
Would you like to die, Mr. Dwarf?
Oh, yes.
10 dice 6. Choke. Choke.
Oh, have we ever seen this many dice on a 50-point batter rep?
Choke. Oh, he's there. He's there. He's so happy his tummy's out. Ah!
Oh, pleased with that. The lad's done well.
Ah!
Good job, boys.
We'll come back to the sofa and Damian will be hopefully less smug by then.
He's such a smug one.
Yeah, boy!
That's so disappointed.
I ate your dwarfs.
There was a point in the middle where I was like, they can have you now, and then they didn't have you.
I think that was one of... We might have said it. I can't remember. Sorry, I can't remember the thing that happened 10 minutes ago. I think it was the best batter rep we've done in a while.
I mean, you mean
the best fight.
Close,
right?
yeah. Such.
I mean, say closest. I only lost 1 orc,
yeah.
But it felt like It felt for a while like it might be close, but then it wasn't.
No.
It was that, and I think they've all been fairly one-sided for a while.
Yeah.
Like the spider crushing me, and then Lake Town crushing me, and then them rinsing Lake Town last.
Yeah.
But didn't work.
No.
I mean, it
you
kind
got the
of
sixes.
did.
You got the 6s on the.
But you won a lot of fights as well. You did.
Just didn't.
There was at least, I want to say, at least 2 turns where you beat off 3 of them.
Yeah.
And then you got a turn charging definitely once, didn't you?
Yeah, I could have had you. Didn't capitalise.
Didn't capitalise. And whenever I got, I mean, it's not that unlikely, I suppose.
No, but 4 dice.
Whenever I had the 4 dice, I seemed to get the 6, I believe. But I thought that was a tough fight for the Wild Riders. I was pleased to see them come through that. It was a tough little match-up against 5 defence 7 guys.
But yeah, Hunter Orcs would be a challenge for them.
Well, do you think, is that what you're...
Depends if I bring them here. I'm just eyeing up your cabinet.
For?
All Rohan with throwing spears. I don't think that's going to do him though.
Throwing spear initiative.
Yeah. How many throwing spears can you have? They're 9 each, aren't they?
I think there's
7 and
6
9.
base.
But then you get shields.
The good news this week is I can just lean forward.
Shields 7, isn't it? For Rohan.
Right, yeah. If you want to shield, if you want to go.
So then
go
9
cheesy.
for throwing spear.
Yeah, 9. 5.
Yeah.
Then 5 points to go nuts on.
Fatty bolted. So you'd have to take 4 and then 2. 4 throwing spears and 2 guys with a shield. Or 2 guys with a bow. But then, you don't want defense 4. It doesn't really matter. If you knock me down, I'm dead. So maybe 2 bowmen and 4 throwing spears and go. It's Rohan. It's only 6 people.
It's tied fight as well.
Yeah, that's rubbish.
I don't think that's going to do it.
I mean, I'm just looking at Damian's cabinet. Yeah.
I mean, there's no Rohan warriors in that cabinet, but alright.
Oh, that's all they then. That's what gave me the idea.
2/3 of a Nazgul of Dog Order.
Yeah.
Then he comes back on a 5+. Market Rangers.
Too expensive.
2 of them charging in. Shank them.
Yeah,
You get 3 of them.
They'll just die. I don't know with the shooting. They could do alright.
3 shot. What you got? 45. Fatty Bulger.
They're 14 each, aren't they? So you can yeah.
15. Oh, so you could get a cheeky Mercury Elf as well.
What are they? 42, and then you got 8 points. Oh.
You can get a Mercury Elf.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you get the charge, and I don't spread out, which I will You could charge 2 and get no, they'll die.
Yeah,
They'll spread out.
Yeah, it's an awful idea.
Terrible idea. Urks, defense 6 won't help.
No.
You need that
Two attacks will help, or defense 7 will.
Load up on your Fountain Court.
Fountain Court's with shield.
Well, your defense 7 plan didn't work, really, did it? So
No.
that's
It's
just
the same
that's
plan.
the dwarfs
It's
again.
the
It's the
same
same
plan.
plan. It's a bad plan. It's the same plan. It's the same plan. Maybe bring your Hunter Orcs. I'll sort this whole thing out.
Let's sort them right out.
Yeah, that's Will's suggestion. Bring your damn Hunter Orcs next week.
Yeah. If I don't, then it'll have to be the cheeky Mirkwood Rangers.
Why, if you don't know, just do. Sort it right out, isn't it? That's the great thing about bringing them. You see. We'll see.
We will see.
Will Tom bring his Hunter Orcs next week? Comment below.
Crazy excitement.
There we go. Lots of stuff in there. Let us know what you think of those Isengard profiles, but also let us know what you think about the exciting new Middle-earth TV series.
Answer the trivia.
What's your first thoughts on that? Is it a good thing? Is it a bad thing? Who's going to play what? Where's it going to be set? And give us lots of stuff to chew over next week. Next week?
Yes, but not the week after.
Not the week after. Prepare yourselves emotionally.
Yeah.
Where are you going?
Madeira.
Madeira. Thank you, my dear. But where are you going on holiday?
No, that was worse than the scuba diving one.
Well, obviously, because the scuba diving one was very funny indeed. Until next time, don't forget to comment, like, share, and subscribe.
Support your Hobbit host by clicking in the links below.
Like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter.
Support your Hobbit hobby.
And
Happy.
G.
Ba.
Dull gaming.
Oh my word.
That was a bit like a Dalek.
Yeah.